pause. Just pause before judging me. I know the title is a bit weird, but a man's gotta get some views, all right? But anyway, it's from this book. Everything that I'm gonna teach you is from this book. That is not at all about cults. I mean, kind of. It's just a business book. And are the tactics unethical? No, but I mean, someone would say they're unethical, but are they really? Not really. I'll explain. First of all, you might be thinking like, oh my God, is he repurposing content? Yes, he is. Okay, I read this book, and the writer is also a copywriter, and I'm just going to tell you what you can use for your copywriting. So let's begin. Anyway, the first thing, well, a lot of arrows. The first thing that was huge for copywriters that I found in this video is having an enemy. Okay, every market has enemies. So that's something you gotta know. For example, what are enemies? Like big pharma or big tech, like Google, Microsoft, blah, blah, or corrupt politicians or mainstream media. Everyone is fighting against something. And having an enemy brings you closer together. Having this ideology that you hate and that you're against just brings people together. No, it's a beautiful thing, right? Okay, and so just to show you a couple of my enemies and from my clients' enemies, like what we've found in different industries, just to give you an idea. For example, the gurus are my enemy. For example, or people who sell you very expensive courses for beginners, or people who shame you into buying. Those are my enemies. That's kind of the guru I'm talking about. So that's my enemy. And just to go on a small rant, what they tell you and how they can give you a very large price point for a beginner course is because you likely have a big pain if you're a beginner. Like you want to find out how to quit being a beginner, how to get some work, and you're trying to watch all these videos and you're figuring it out and nothing seems to work, and then like it's a big pain point. And that's why someone can put a huge price tag and you might be willing to pay for it because the pain is huge. That doesn't mean it's worth thousands of dollars, okay? And then you also use some actually unethical stuff that, like, if you want to do good on you, but I don't, like copywriting will make you more than a couple grand. So this beginner course can be a couple grand. And if you don't buy it, it's because you're not committing, just gaslighting and shaming. So that's my enemy. And if you see, I have thought about it a lot. That's also what you got to do for your clients. You have to really dig deep in who this enemy is. New example. I have a couple of real estate clients, and one of the enemies is the realtors who only see you as a number instead of who really care for you, care to find you a home, care that you feel like good and cared for while finding the home, and to who want to learn about your personality, what you really need instead of just seeing it as a number. Then what else do we got? For another client, the client from the sales page video, the last video, I'm sure all 5 of you viewers have watched it. Anyway, it's the doom scroller, the guy who just, whatever, you get it. The guy who just scrolls his phone, and we're rallying against those people. Or for dog trainers with disobedient dogs that teach you how to, this is how you get your dog to come, but then their dog comes extremely slow, and it's yeah, that sucks. And fuck those trainers. So these are enemies. Every market has one, and you need to find it because it engages a lot of emotions, and it brings people together. It's like when you fight, when you and the homie fight outside of the club, and like you feel close, No, okay, I'm sure you get the gist of it by this point. It's a very important part of market research that is not really talked about, but Jody here talked about it. He also talked about having a clear and distinct message. And think of it like having a philosophy that is different. Okay, you might not be able to do this for a client because it's their fucking philosophy, but you can phrase it as a philosophy, as something clear. You can help them work on it and word it, because if you just write what they tell you to write, you're not going to be worth a lot. You have to give ideas if you want to be worth a lot and be an expensive copywriter. Also, if you want to learn how to be an expensive copywriter, just join my email list. It's really, really fun. It's probably fun than anything else you've seen in copywriting, and it's really cool. Just join it. Anyway, it's like having a philosophy, and it has to be different from other people. But a lot of clients have this, but be very cautious about sniffing it out. Like sniffing it, whatever. Just think about identifying it. That and the enemies. People won't really tell you that right off the bat, but you need to ask those questions and you need to get to the bottom of this, okay? Because you care about giving them results, not just about getting paid, right? For example, my distinct message for my business, for these YouTube videos that you're watching, are write with personality and get clients you love working with. I'm not just trying to teach you how to sell to anyone with a pulse. I'm not just trying to teach you how to be salesy. I'm not just trying to teach you how to work with e-commerce brands. Okay, if you enjoy that, that's good. I just fucking hate it and it's boring to me. So I don't want to work with those people. Okay, water break. Even though it might get you a lot of money, because e-commerce brands, for example, are just gold mines. But I don't believe in working that way. Obviously, doesn't mean it's a wrong way. It's just what I believe. And there are people who believe the same way that I do, and who see e-commerce, for example, and are like, I don't want this. And finally someone is voicing it, aka me, and voicing what they think because they want to have fun while doing copywriting. Doesn't mean it's the right way, but it's my way, and it's also a lot of people's way. So also think about that. Is that all for the dark tactics? No, there's one more. Talk down on people. That's the last tactic I want to tell you about. Is about talking down on people. Just kidding. Don't talk down on people, because that's like, you want to be empathetic and you don't want to be rude. But still kind of have the feel of talking down without being rude. Make it clear who's the teacher, coach, trainer. Even in your emails. Remind them that you are the authority. You remind them that you're the teacher, the coach, the trainer, or that your client is. So, because that's a way to build authority. And it's very subtle, but you can, because they're reading your emails. So if you place yourself as the teacher and them as the students, then it's just a bit like subconscious manipulation things, you know? It's not actually manipulation, because you are the authority, but just make it clear. And last thing, make it extremely clear who's invited to the group and who isn't. Okay? It's, again, just think of like the people at high school who didn't want to be your friends, like the group of the boys, you know? They probably felt very like this, right? And you weren't invited. No, I'm kidding. It just makes people who are invited feel much more invited, because when you have clear boundaries, whatever, you get it. Just do that. For example, how I do it is that I make it clear that I don't want copywriters on my list who just only want to work for scammy products and just want to be like, how John quit his 9 to 5 and is now making 7K a day from his phone with just Wi-Fi connection, you know? I'm actually might work with a client like that. So that might be hypocritical, but I'm not going to work with them if I don't get some testimonials and if it doesn't prove to be a legit thing. But anyway, even for them, I would not write the copy like how John quit his 9 to 5 and like that, like he was sad and miserable because of this, but then he found out about Instagram and now he's click to find out how. Like, I make it very clear that I don't want to write like that. I want to write with personality. I want long-term connection. And anyone who wants to think like that, just, I don't care if they like me or if they don't like me. And it makes the people who, maybe makes you feel more like, yeah, this is my place. Like, this is the person I want to listen to. This is someone I want to learn from. And all of these tactics are designed to get that community feel. You want to think about that community feel. And belonging. People really want to belong somewhere. We need that as humans. We need to belong to a group. And if we have boundaries, if we're going towards a common goal, fighting towards a common enemy, and we have a clear philosophy, then we're willing to go to any lengths. We're willing to die for these groups. Please don't die for my group, for the copywriting thing. Okay, I don't want you to do that. But you get the message, right? Like, these people were for sure willing. They look like they're willing to die for what they're doing. And, oh, new one. New idea. New idea is give opinions and pick fights. I know why I'm doing this now. All right. Give opinions and pick fights. You don't just have to pick fights. You don't have to say this guy and this surname. I'm fighting you. Fuck you. You know, you don't need to do that. I don't even do that. Like, I say I am against these people, this philosophy, these people, these gurus, this way of living. I am against it. And I'm not naming any copywriters on YouTube, right? But you probably can think of a few. And I probably won't ever name them unless like some drama happens or something, then I would name them. And then again, that would be cool because you would really be emotionally invested and you would want to root for one of the two people. So drama is really good. And you can create drama without actually having drama by picking fights with philosophies, with big pharma, with corrupt politicians. You don't need to name the politician. And give your opinions, all right? The more opinionated you are, the better. Because your only goal is to repel everyone who's not like you and make people who like you. No, you don't make people like you, make people love you. Make people love you and hate you. Doing all of these things, you make people love you and hate you. The more haters you have, the more haters your clients get if they get this, if they want huge results in a very nice brand. And a lot of clients do, not the cheaper ones, but the more expensive ones do. They're smart. It's going to work for them. And if you want to give opinions that are out there. For example, if I say, look, bro, if your English is like sucks, just find another business. A lot of people will get offended, and I get it. Like, I get it. If I was in that position, if I were in that position, I might get offended too. But I don't care. That's my opinion. And I want people to like it, to love it and hate it. So that's what opinions give you. The stronger opinions you give, and the more controversial they are, the more sauce you create, the more emotions you create. That's why I'm saying that's why I did name it a bit unethical, because obviously it isn't, and you want to do it, but you could go overboard. It's not like you want to be like a puppet master and stuff, but you do want to understand that you want to engage people's emotions if you want them to feel part of something. You know, you give them good emotions at the end of the day. You give great emotions to those that feel part of the community, and you give bad emotions to those who don't. But that gives even better emotions to those who do, and it's only those that you care about. So, yeah, that is it. Use this information wisely. Don't be a dick. And that's it. Join my newsletter, where you might see quite a lot of this. And that's it. Bye.